I'm 24, single, live with my cat, sir.
Am I the only one who does not see the value in dating anymore?
So I just figured out where all of the hustle material guys are in New York City, and I cannot believe it took me.
I'm so fucking tired of dating. I just want someone to come over.
The thing is, there was a man out there for these women. They just gloss and pass over them.
The good-looking men that I am attracted to, I'm noticing a pattern in them. They want to be chased.
The hardest part about being in dating culture is, without question, aging toward the end of your fertility and not being able to find a partner.
How come no one talks about how different it is?
It is indeed different. Men today don't want to play the game, and they're called sassy for it. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
I think I wanted to be loved so bad that I was kind of just accepting it from anybody who was willing to give it to me at one point. Falling into relationships with people who I kind of knew weren't right for me, but like I was settling for just a little bit of love because I didn't love myself enough, or I didn't feel like I had love like I needed it.
So I just got dumped. On top of that, I'm on my and I'm literally walking around the streets of Nashville at night by myself being like, try me, come at me. Do any other girls get that way when their life is in shambles?
I am too grown for a boyfriend. I'm looking for a husband. I want a husband. I don't need a boyfriend. I don't need another boyfriend. And I don't need to be anybody's girlfriend. I'm a wife. Give me my ring.
Serious question here. Are there men out there who are genuinely really kind, like to do things for you, like to take care of you, without expecting things in return? And by expecting things in return, I don't mean like certain favors or like, I guess, expecting like kind of returns. I mean like expecting you not to complain about anything, not to get upset about things, or like, yeah, like not expecting you to act a certain way. Does that exist?
Lots of them. But we do accept reciprocation. And that's when everything falls apart. Yes, as long as you're putting in the same amount of effort. It's a two-way street. We used to, but after being taken advantage of, manipulated, abused, and told we are only good for giving out money, not anymore. There are a lot of them. You just don't want them, because they are not an ATM machine. I recently have come to the realization that many modern women are just looking to be a dependent in a man's life. While the answer is yes, there are men out there who would do all those things, and some who would even go beyond. The problem arises when the energy and gestures aren't reciprocated. Men are human beings as well, and while they're treating somebody right, they also want to be treated right in return. This realization is why so many men today are rethinking their approach to relationships. They're beginning to set boundaries and prioritize their own emotional well-being, refusing to settle for dynamics that feel one-sided or transactional.
I'm done with dating apps, so I decided I'm going to do something so crazy. I'm going to try to meet someone in real life. I'm going to start working on looking approachable. I'm going to go to places alone, to then hopefully one day not have to go to those same places alone because I'll have someone to love me forever. Anyway, I'm working on it. So in case my mom's watching, okay, I'm trying, Mom. I'm trying.
I'm off the apps. I'm deleting them.
Walked out in the middle of the date.
The worst experience of my life.
I'm just so done with dating.
My date is over.
I'm so shocked right now.
Didn't end well.
Such a bad date.
And if you look like shit about your dating life, or like everyone sucks, or you're making terrible decisions, I do want to remind you that I, at 33 business years old, dated a guy with one leg who ghosted me on the 4th of July.
Why would you tell me you're going to call me when you get home and then you don't call me when you get home?
Dating is hard for some women, but many of them keep chasing the same type of guy over and over again. These are usually men who don't value them, don't want a commitment, or just aren't a good match for what they say they want. Then, when things fall apart, they act shocked and disappointed, as if they couldn't see it coming. Honestly, it makes you want to say, "You're doing this to yourself." Instead of learning from past mistakes, they keep going for guys who might seem exciting or charming but come with obvious red flags. Then they wonder why the same thing keeps happening. Meanwhile, the good guys, the ones who would treat them right, are often ignored or dismissed as boring or too nice. Amazing, huh?
It's getting crazy here. Women now want men that might have a raft. Do you have floaties? Do you have a canoe, a paddleboard, anything? We need water rescue men. We're willing to take you in, okay? We need a man that can come rescue us right now.
I would, but I don't make over 100,000 and I'm not 6 feet tall. What happened to choosing the bear? What happened to being independent? I guess some women really do need men when reality hits. They can act strong and put up a facade all they want, but when things get tough, they know exactly who to call. It's easy to say, I don't need a man, when everything is going smoothly. But when real challenges come, that attitude changes fast. Suddenly, the same men they didn't want anything to do with are the ones they're turning to for help and support. But really, what do they bring to the raft?
No matter how much I love myself, how much I date myself, dating is hard. Dating is exhausting. To constantly put yourself out there to just be disappointed and disappointed and disappointed and nothing to ever work out for you is so mentally, emotionally exhausting. Every time I make a video like this, people always get confused and think that I'm miserable single. That is not true. I'm very happy single. I make content on TikTok for other people to learn how to be happy alone and single. But I'm not going to neglect the fact that I don't want to be single forever. I eventually want to find someone, and to do that I have to date. Dating sucks. To constantly feel like nothing ever works out for you is literally like a mind game, and I'm tired.
I don't know what's going on or if anybody else could relate, but this generation of men want to be chased so badly. And I'm not about to do it, princess. I swear to you, they're looking for like good morning texts. They want flowers sent to their job. They want date nights planned. Like the last couple of guys that I've been speaking to or spoke to, they wanted me to chase them. And I promise you, you got the wrong one. These guys are in their soft girl era. What is going on?
It's funny how, when a man knows his worth and value, some women are quick to call him sassy or a princess. But really, this is just another shaming tactic they use when they don't get their way. It happens when men stop chasing them, giving them attention, or doing everything they expect. Instead of respecting men for having standards and self-respect, they try to insult them. They're so used to men doing whatever they want that they don't know how to handle it when a man stands his ground. What's crazy is these same women call it confidence when they stand up for themselves. But when a man does it, they act like it's a bad thing. It's a double standard, plain and simple. Men knowing their worth isn't about being sassy or difficult. It's about not letting anyone walk all over them. If that bothers some women, it just shows who's really uncomfortable with equality.
I'm turning 40 this year, and comments like these break my heart. This girl is 25 years old and she thinks that she'll never find anyone. With the way that the world is today, dating is not easy. So you need to really put yourself out there. Get on dating apps, and if you get approached by a lot of guys and it's very uncomfortable, use a dating app like Bumble, because you get to pick who you want to talk to.
Someone please explain to me what is wrong with men nowadays. Like, since when was it the woman's job to message first? Since when was it the woman's job to pay on the first date, even though the man was the one that instigated the dating in the first place? I don't mind going halves, but expecting me to be the one that dishes out the payment, the entire payment for the entire bill, that's crazy to me. Since when did men expect the woman to be the chaser and the men to be the one that's just sat receiving, being pretty and not doing nothing? It's not a woman's job to pursue. The whole point of a male is to be a hunter, to hunt for the prize, which is the woman. And I'm not saying the woman needs to bring nothing to the table, but for goodness sake, do something. Like, is it just me that thinks this? Am I losing my mind? My man told me if a woman is not satisfying her man, he will go find satisfaction elsewhere. But how can you expect her to satisfy you when you're doing the bare minimum, if that, to even invest in her and to show her that you like her? and to show her that you're worthy of having her. To expect me to keep chasing you because you've been hurt in the past, so you're taking out your trauma onto me and telling me that I need to show up in places that your ex didn't show up, it does not add up. I've been traumatized too. You're not showing up for me in ways that I expect you to show up. If anything, you're doing way less than what my ex did, and my ex cheated on me. I would rather go back to my ex who cheated on me and give him another opportunity than be sat here trying to chase you, pursue you, and invest all my energy into you because you're draining me. You're literally draining me. You're sitting there telling me how much you like me and how much you see a future with me. But the thing is, I can't do this.
Dear guys, well done. Know your worth and keep up the good work. There is a man willing to do all these things for us, and he's most likely in the friend zone if we are to be really honest with ourselves. Some guys are tired of giving in, they need to be loved. They're the one who pursue earlier on and still get cheated on. Nothing is wrong with us. We are just enjoying our peace. First of all, it's no one's job, but I'll entertain it. It became her job when she wanted equality. Women pushed for equality, and now men are treating them as equals by expecting them to pay on the first date or make the first move. It's only fair, right? Yet, when the roles are reversed, a lot of modern women seem to have a problem with it. It became their job to message first because, when men do, they often get left on red or delivered with no response. Men got tired of putting in effort only to be ignored. Why are modern women so caught up in debating whose job it is to initiate anything, when they're not even the same as the women of the past? Back then, women were kind, nurturing, and feminine, qualities that naturally inspired men to step up and take the lead. They brought something to the table that made men want to go out of their way for them. But the women of this generation are lacking that very thing.
Most y'all want these weak ass females. Y'all don't want no fucking alpha woman. Like, I'm not even much of an alpha woman, but y'all be really wanting these lame females, and that's fine. Take them little lame ass hoes. I don't want your ass anyway.
Stop!
Okay, I have a question for all of the single straight men. What are you doing? Because every single day, I walk out of my front door to the most beautiful, gorgeous, just goddesses of women walking around living their best life like they're just not heaven on earth. So what are you doing? Why are you fumbling the bag? Why are you single? Why are you not just snatching up all of these amazing, beautiful, smart, educated, sexy women? Because they're everywhere I look. Get it together.
Well, if these women were really as amazing as they think they are, they wouldn't be single. The fact is, they're single for a reason. Maybe it's because they walk around acting like they're heaven on earth, expecting the world to revolve around them. That attitude isn't attractive. It's off-putting. Men don't want to chase someone who thinks they're above everyone else or acts like they deserve special treatment without offering anything in return. If a woman truly had that amazing quality, it would show in her actions, her kindness, and the way she treats others, not in the way she demands attention or expects men to cater to her every need. Women who act like they're untouchable or too good for anyone often end up alone because they've built walls that keep people out. They're so focused on their own self-image that they forget the importance of giving and connecting on a deeper level. That is not attractive.
I'm so fucking tired of dating, which is fun, and generally I enjoy it. But I am tired of my weeknights being spent getting dressed up. I just want someone to come over and lay on the couch so I can feel someone's body heat. That isn't this guy. He's sick of me too. He's sick of it. They want me home. They want me on the couch. They want a new dad. They want a father. This is a home without a male figure. They're fucking sick of it.
Number one reason why women cannot find and don't end up with a good man is because they
don't eliminate the men that are not suitable for them. They continuously entertain a man that is inconsistent. This is the number one reason why women stay single, why women get smashed, but they don't get wifed. This is the reason why women keep saying they can't find a good man. The reason is because you keep entertaining men that are not into you. Just because you let him hit it does not mean that he's into you. A lot of the times, women look at men and they think, oh, I want a man that looks good because he's just not my type. I deserve so much better. Honey, you've been smashing outside of your range for a long time. The guy that you've been smashing was completely out of your league. And that is exactly why he never wifed you. That is exactly why you have issues finding a good man, because you keep filling your roster with men that are not worthy. So ladies, stop entertaining any man that is inconsistent with you. Consistency is key. If a man wants you, one thing he will do is be consistent.
This is absolutely true. It's harsh, but it's the truth. And when these women are done entertaining the players, they're so quick to say, all men are trash, not realizing that they're the ones who pushed all the good guys away. They spent their time chasing after excitement and validation from the wrong people, thinking it was fun, while ignoring the men who genuinely wanted to build something real with them. But in the end, all they did was waste their time, giving up their best years to men who couldn't care less about them. What's even crazier is that they expect those same nice guys to come back later on in life and play hero when they've hit a wall. After years of rejecting good men for the thrill of bad boys or casual flings, they somehow think that the man they overlooked will be waiting to pick up the pieces when the fun has worn off.
I'm 24, single, live with my cat, sir. And genuinely, I wonder how people my age have a husband and getting ready to have kids. I feel like if I didn't move after college, I might be married, thinking about getting married with kids. But I moved to a new state, I knew no one. And now I'm every time I go on Hinge or a dating app, I'm no. And then I go on a couple dates and then I'm no.
Something that I realized that is a big fear of mine is getting in a relationship because there is nothing wrong with the relationship. I had to break up with the guy that I was seeing. We made it to 7 dates and we had the exclusivity conversation, which kind of sparked some real emotions for me. I feel like as a 25-year-old, my timeline is to get married by 30. And so looking for my life partner is kind of a big deal. And I felt like this guy and I didn't get to know each other well enough where I could confidently say I want to be exclusive with you. I want to be all in and spend my time and energy getting to know you without anyone else in the picture. It was hard because I did like him and I enjoyed my time with him, but I didn't feel confident being completely exclusive to him. I had to have a hard chat with him, basically asking can we revisit this exclusivity conversation because I don't feel confident yet. And without going into detail, girl, let's just say he did not take that in a way that I thought was respectful. It was kind of met with insecurity and a little bit of gaslighting in my opinion. So I had to end things because I didn't feel comfortable with the way he responded to me. I didn't feel respected. It's interesting because y'all know who've been following along that I thought he was secure, green flag type of guy, which I do think there were a lot of good things, but that experience just showed me that maybe he's not my person, and that's okay.
This is called the grass is greener syndrome. Women often think there's always someone better out there, so they keep looking for something more. But honestly, 7 dates is plenty of time to get to know someone and see if there's a real connection. Sometimes even just 2 dates can tell you a lot. Women know who they like from the first impression, and if she's taking that long to make up her mind, it's a clear sign that she doesn't really like you as much as you think. That man was doing all the right things, investing his time, energy, and effort into someone he thought could lead to something real. But in the end, he doesn't get the relationship he was hoping for. As a man, it's crucial to know when to walk away from a situation where you're being used or taken for granted. You have to recognize when you're giving more than you're receiving and when someone isn't appreciating the effort you're putting in.